B-24. I took to my cockpit green, airbrushed the interior, and that's basically all you get to see. I mean, you don't have to paint the whole thing. I got the cockpit in, and I'll go back in and paint the seats and the control panel. I did the little cheating. I took some square stock styrene and built up the chair. That's why I don't have to build a little bracket, because you can't see it and it gets it up the correct height. So that is what I did. Got the other side painted, and up next I'm going to put the clear windows in and then get the fuselage together so I can rock and roll. It's also casting day for you monster builders. Star Destroyer. I'm actually starting to paint it. It's actually a light gray, kind of, it's actually all Tamiya, and I'm going to go back in with a kind of a blue gray. It's going to be very light and faint, and that'll be probably with Vallejo, and I'll go back over in shadows, and then I'll go in and pick out some squares and do some basically Aztecing, and then do a wash over the whole thing. But I'm almost got it covered, and hopefully today I'll have finished one more coat, and I'll flip it, put it back on the stand, and do the top. It's just a lot to cover in one day. And then once you get the wash and weathering on here, shading, and get the lights turned back on, it'll be popping like a Star Destroyer should be. But I can't leave it alone. I got the Moebius Galactica all together, all the parts on, got the landing bays on. I started to light block it with some just Vallejo flat black on a few areas. Go in with it's kind of a blue gray. Polyscale made the color for the filming miniature, but once I get the base coat on, get it all painted, and I'll go in and weather a little bit. And I'll show you all with the lights, if you can see it. See, the beauty with fiber optics, you can, when you have them out, you can paint the whole thing, get paint on it, and you just go back in and clip them all off. Got all the sides. Even got underneath. There's no fiber optics in here, only in the back. As you can see, the light block I need to do there on the landing bay and on the engine. Super bright. There you go. And a little more under there. And if you look, there's not much on the landing bay. You get a forced perspective that you can cut out and put in the bay so you can see on the inside. I actually scanned it and put it on a clear decal film so I can make it transparency. And you really, I mean, you can see it, but it's so bright. I mean, the camera's trying to just, it's in there, but you can kind of see it, but you can't either. And on the Galactica, it has landing bay strip lights or landing lights that, if someone actually made a board that would fit, it probably could do it. You can do it with fiber optics, but I'm not saying you can, but you can. There's just not much room in there, and you really can't see it. I mean, look at the opening. I mean, it's just that. But I went ahead and lit it up. So hopefully, after this video, I'll start rocking and rolling on the paint job. And so I can do some decal work and make this the Battlestar Atlantis, Earth's 13th lost Battlestar. Gorgeous kit. This kit has no seams, and I had a few seams that I had to do because I actually, when I drilled the holes for the fiber optics, I couldn't get the front to shut all the way, so filled that in with tulip. Can't even tell. Great kit, and actually a blast to build. Well, stay tuned. More B-24 and Star Destroyers coming soon. And finished Atlantis.